A dark cloud settled over Philadelphia on Friday, January 31st, 2025. The unthinkable happened. An air ambulance crashed just moments after takeoff. It was a routine flight, meant to bring hope and healing. Instead, it brought heartbreak and devastation. The Learjet 55, a medical transport jet, went down near the bustling intersection of Cottman Avenue and Roosevelt Boulevard. Witnesses watched in horror as the plane, engulfed in flames, plummeted from the sky. It crashed just outside the Roosevelt Mall, a place familiar to so many in the city. The impact was immense. Debris scattered for blocks, a stark reminder of the tragedy. At least 5 homes caught fire, adding to the chaos and destruction. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, their sirens echoing through the stunned silence that followed the crash. They worked tirelessly, battling flames and searching for survivors amidst the wreckage. Their bravery and dedication shone through the darkness of that day. This wasn't just an airplane crash, it was a human tragedy. 7 souls were lost that day, 6 on board the plane and 1 person in a vehicle on the ground. Among the victims were a mother and her young daughter, Lizaeth Murillo Osuna and Valentina Guzman Murillo. They were returning home to Mexico after receiving medical care at Shriners Hospital in Philadelphia. Valentina's laughter, her mother's love, all gone in an instant. 2 medical personnel dedicated to saving lives also perished in the crash. And the 2 pilots, experienced professionals, couldn't overcome the unknown force that brought their plane down. The crash sent shockwaves through Philadelphia and beyond. The city, known for its resilience and brotherly love, came together in grief. Mayor Sherelle Parker expressed her condolences, her voice heavy with sorrow. "Our hearts are heavy tonight," she said, "as we mourn the loss of those who perished in this terrible tragedy." Her words resonated with the city, a shared sentiment of pain and loss. Flags flew at half-mast, a visible symbol of the city's grief. The impact of the crash extended far beyond Philadelphia. The victims on board the plane were Mexican citizens. The news of their deaths reached across borders, bringing sadness and disbelief. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo offered her condolences to the families of the victims. She assured them that Mexico stood with them in their grief and would provide any necessary support. In the face of tragedy, the community surrounding the crash site showed remarkable strength. Neighbors helped neighbors, offering comfort and support. They opened their homes to those displaced by the crash, providing food, shelter, and a shoulder to cry on. First responders worked tirelessly, not just to extinguish the flames and search for survivors, but also to console those who had lost loved ones. Their compassion and dedication were a beacon of hope in a moment of profound darkness. As the city mourned, investigators began the arduous task of piecing together what went wrong. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, and the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, launched a full-scale investigation. They scoured the wreckage, searching for clues. They interviewed witnesses, hoping to gather any information that could shed light on the cause of the crash. The cockpit voice recorder, the so-called black box, became a focal point of the investigation. This device, if recovered intact, could hold vital clues to the plane's final moments. The investigation is ongoing, and answers are slow to come. Preliminary reports suggest that the plane experienced a rapid loss of altitude shortly after takeoff. But what caused this sudden descent remains a mystery. Was it a mechanical failure, human error, or a combination of factors? These are the questions that investigators are working tirelessly to answer. They owe it to the victims and their families to provide a full and transparent accounting of what led to this tragedy. This tragedy comes on the heels of another devastating air disaster just 2 days prior. A mid-air collision between an Army Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines jet near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport claimed the lives of 67 people. The proximity of these 2 incidents has sent shockwaves through the nation, raising serious concerns about air safety. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy acknowledged the collective grief, calling it a heart-wrenching week. He pledged a thorough investigation into both incidents, vowing to take any necessary steps to prevent such tragedies from happening again.